will start today. I'd like to thank everybody for coming today. This is a very joyous occasion when we swear in a new officer with the Saginaw Police Department. I'm so proud of all of the officers that we presently have at the department. And in these days and times when we can add to our complement, add an officer that's already certified, that has training under his belt, it definitely helps us here in the city of Saginaw. And this is a very unique time to come in as a police officer. Policing has changed drastically in the last 4 to 5 years. It's changing by the day. All you have to do is look at the media, look at the national news, and you see it before your eyes. We have to change along with it. That's the importance of policing in today's ages. If you don't change, you're not going to make it. You're not going to be a good police officer. It's extremely important that you change with the times. The way we policed 5, 6 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago is totally different nowadays. I expect our officers to treat people with respect, treat the citizens with respect, and anybody that you engage with in the community. These are totally different times. Instead of getting out of the car and yelling at kids to get their basketball court out of the street, which you're going to learn in the future. In the city, having a basketball court in the street is a pretty unique thing. Kids love doing that. It's the end thing. I would rather have you get out of your car, talk to the kids, play basketball with them a little bit, and show them how to get out of the street for cars that come by. Engage the community. That's what we want. Engage the kids so that they understand what you're doing and why you're doing it and how you're doing it. And then talk with the parents and impress on them the key fact that it is very important for them to stay out of the road so that they can stay safe. And they can play and stay safe at the same time, as long as they're cognizant of the cars that are coming and they're respectful to the other people that are driving by. You're going to learn a whole lot, as I'm sure Natasha told you. Natasha, I think we hired about 1.5 years ago. Yeah, this is actually a pretty unique situation we got here. You know, under policy and procedure, if there isn't a command officer on the scene of a crime, the senior officer is in charge of all the other officers that are there. So, I guess it's the same way as it is at home, isn't it, Jordan? You know who the boss is, don't you? Yeah. So, you're going to be taking orders no matter what, I guess. There's nothing we can do about that one. But you're going to start your training program. You're going to be in an orientation process for a couple of weeks. After the 2-week process of being inside, learning your policies and procedures and other things that you have to have before you go on the road, you're going to go into a field training program for 16 weeks. And it's very essential that you learn everything that you can learn during that period of time. You're not going to learn everything overnight, and you're not going to learn everything in a year, 3 years, 4 years, or 5 years. You're going to start to settle down at about 3.5 to 4 years, maybe 5. That's when you're going to become comfortable in doing your job. You really start to learn at 5 to 10 years. 10 years plus, you settle down even more because you've got more experience under your belt. And that's the most fundamental thing about being a police officer is learning. You're constantly going to be learning, and you have to have a good positive attitude and keep that learning environment in your mind from this day forward. Being a police officer in the city is a challenge sometimes. We are a very, very busy city. You're going to take a lot of calls in a day's time. You could take upwards of 15, 20 calls a day or more. It can get very, very busy at times, but it's a very rewarding job. The days go quick when you have that many calls, but you're going to learn a lot. You're going to learn more in 2 years than you can learn in a whole career at another department. Generally, when people retire from the Saginaw Police Department, they don't have a hard time getting a job somewhere else at all. So you've got a lot of years ahead of you. You're going to learn a lot, and I hope you have a very successful and rewarding career here at the department. You're coming in at a good time, really good time. This is going to be the transition period between now and probably the next 5 to 6 years where we still have a lot of command staff that has to retire or will be retiring. So it's a good, safe, secure time to come in and work for the city police, and the promotions will be there in the future for you. We've got K-9 positions here at the department, the emergency services team, investigation division. We've got officers that work with the FBI, work with bayonet and undercover drug units. There's all sorts of opportunities for you here at the police department. And they're at your grasp. All you have to do is want it and work hard for it. The harder you work, the more you'll gain. It all boils down to one thing: communications. If you can communicate with people well, you're going to move on fast, real fast. So on that note, Jordan, would you please step forward? We'll have our clerk come up and give you the oath. Yep, you can put your hat on so people can take pictures. Thank you. Could you step over and sign the book? You're not officially a police officer until you sign that book. Congratulations, Officer Leduce, 2. Now, could we have Officer Natasha Leduce? I guess we're going to have to start calling her Leduce 1. We're going to have a Leduce 1 and a Leduce 2. Could you please step forward and pin the badge on your husband? Anybody wants to take pictures, come on up. All right, now you got to stand next to him and get your picture taken. All right, congratulations. That'll conclude our program today. And if you'd like to take pictures, get Junior up here so he can get some pictures with Mom and Jordan. That would be great too. And thank you very much for coming. Have a good day.